So welcome everyone to the class on data analytics, where so far we have discussed about how you can work on data visualization by using very powerful data visualization tool called Tableau. And today's session, I'm going to work on Tableau Public. It doesn't matter you work on Tableau Public or Tableau Desktop. Okay, so functioning wise, what all we will do or what all we had done in the past. So their functionality does not differs much, but there is a difference between both of them. And in my previous classes, I have discussed all the differences and I have shown you practically how they are different to each other. Now we'll continue discussion on line chart. Yesterday I was talking about line chart where I was mentioning that in order to work on line chart, because Tableau work on data visualization tool where it has its own algorithm, and based upon that, if it find any data type which is date or time with measure, so what it do, try to plot automatically a line graph. Okay, if you take a string and measure, it will plot column chart. So here, suppose if I take a date called order date and I put under column, and if I take here sales and put under row, okay, so I got this line chart. Okay, so once you got this line chart, you know that if I drag the sales under level, I can see these values. If you want to change the color, you can change their color. Fine. Okay, you can increase the size of this line curve. Okay. And what else you can do? You can standard, you can make it entire view. You can do this work. Correct, right? Now, in this line chart, yesterday we discussed how you can compare sales and profit. So if you plot profit here, so you get a two line chart where first line chart is talking about the sales value, while the second line chart is talking about profit value. Although both curve look identical, but they're different to each other. But one thing you notice, the numerical value showing the same thing, that issues will happen. So make sure that for the second chart, because this is a profit chart, so the data level should be a profit. Okay, make sure that we careful with that part. Now, once you get this kind of representation, okay, what you can do, you can even create a dual axis where you can have left side sales index, while on right side you can have a profit index. For that, you can simply click here and click on dual axis. So you get this kind of representation. Okay, the other way to do this, drag the profit here till the time you get this green color rectangle, then just simply leave that. So you'll get this. So where left side is sales while right side is profit. Okay, so you know that a construction of dual axis, you know this part. Okay, along with that, what else we have discussed? So we discussed that in this relationship of year with the sales, you can understand year would be your discrete data, which is represented by this dark blue shade, while the sales is a continuous data, which is represented here with green color. Okay, so now if you drill it further, if you just put plus sign, so you will get a quarter wise same representation because this is discrete data. And then if you drill it further, then you will get a month wise the similar representation. I hope everyone clear with this part. Okay. Now, guys, if you noticed here, like imagine if you're trying to plot the curve, if you like what I did, in case if you missed the train, I'll just show you. Like this was the order date. Okay, now what I did, I because if you see in this order date, you can even go further and try to visualize it quarter wise. Okay, you can visualize this quarter wise. Okay, so you can visualize this quarter wise. Now you might get confused that yeah, sir has clicked on quarter. So, but like how these values are coming, because if I'm not wrong, here we had data of 4 years, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, now I have the data of the 4 year, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, and the movement from year, if I made it quarter, I can see Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. 1 year have 4 quarters. and 1 quarter is of 3 months. Now the question comes, how come these values came? And they are talking about 4 quarters of which year? Because actually we had 4 year, right? So out of these 4 year, which year data this talking about when you are clicking on quarter? So you need to understand this quarter, what is talking about Q1 3,59,682. This is a sum of all quarter values of all the 4 year. Okay. While this is a sum of quarter two values of all the 4 year. While this is a sum of quarter three value of all the 4 year. This is a sum of quarter four value of all the 4 year. You need to understand this. If you're not confident on what I'm talking about, so I'll show you this. So imagine if I drag the order date here. Okay, this, then if I put the sales here under text. Okay, now if I click here, now you can see, 70, so all the 4 year quarter one. So this is 74,000. Take this 74. Okay, by prox, this is 68. So 74 plus 68, this would be 144. 142. Okay, I'm taking 70. So 142 plus 93. 140 if I take plus 90 if I take, you'll get around 230. 230 plus 100. 230 plus 100 would be 330 plus 20. 330, 350. 350 is approx. So if you see this, now if I show you here, you can see 359. I hope you are getting it. Same wise, I can show you for quarter two. 86 plus 89 if you do, what you will get? You will get 175. 175 plus 136 you will do, plus 133 if you do, you will get this value. 4,45,510. I hope you got this logic. Similarly, if I click on month wise, so you'll get all the 12 month data. So this is of January is 94,925. This is the January month sum of all the 4 years, whatever we had. Okay, like if I just click further, so you can see January month of 2014 plus 15 plus 16 plus 17. If you do that, okay, you'll get this value. You'll get this value of 94,925. I'll show you this calculation. So 1 minute. So this is like this. Yeah, you can see this. So for January month, the value what you're getting is around 94,925. While if I check January month of all the 4 year, so it is 14,237 plus 18,174 plus 18,542 plus 43,971. That will come around 94,924. So I hope now you can connect the dots. And this part, I think everyone is clear with this. So please do not get confused. While if you are working on, if you are getting this kind of representation, you should not get confused. Clear? Anyone have any question? Anyone want to ask any question? Aditi, Ajax, Ajmal, Alvin, Aparna, Ashwin, Bhanu, Bhavesh, Chelsea, Dhanush, Godwin, Manoj, Rajat. Any question? Sheetal, Smriti, Sri Lakshmi, Varsha. Any question? I hope you all are using system. Nobody is using phone for working on all these things. Just try to investigate by yourself. Okay, like I checked on month wise. If you want, you can check on day wise. So it become very complicated, but yeah, just for your better understanding, you can use that for a reference. Clear, everyone? So I hope you all are getting this part. Now, like here, if I click on plus sign, so for all the 4 year, you have 4 quarters. So you can see year wise quarterly movement of the data. You can see that again on quarter after quarter, I click on month. So all year wise different month, you can see the performance of the data. But these all look like very discrete. I hope you're getting it because these are discrete in nature. And that's what you can get because you can see this is represented with blue color. Okay, blue color representation means it is talking about discrete data. Okay, so here if I click there and if I go and check on this below first year, quarter, month, day, more, all they're talking about discrete data representation, while below that year, quarter, month, week, number, day, more, they are talking about continuous data representation. So here if I click on month, okay, so now you can see guys, this become a continuous. You can see the color, this color become green. So it become continuous and it's showing you for all the like 2014 all the 12 month. So you can see this curve is connected. Okay, this curve is not broken down. Imagine if this curve would have been broken down at different instances, then this would have been a discrete data representation. But because you are getting a continuous curve, so please understand this is not a discrete data representation, it is a continuous data representation. Clear, everyone? Fine. Anybody have any question? I hope you guys are getting it. Now, guys, if you see down below this curve, you can see years, no? You can see 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. But you can ask me the question that this data is supposed to be monthly data, right? January, February, and all. So month should be represented below instead of year. So if you want to edit this, so you just can click here, just do right click, go to format. In the format, you'll have two option axis and pan. Make sure that you are in axis. Okay, in field, you should be in month. Okay, here, can you see alignment called automatic? Okay, change this alignment from automatic to up. If you make it normal, it like this. Now, if you make it down, it is like this. And if you make it up, it is like this. So up and down, more or less. Yeah. Clear? So now just wait, I just try to format this axis, which is below this monthly data curve, line data curve. Clear? Anyone, any doubt? Fine, everyone. Anyone have any question? Please ask me. Clear, right? Okay. So going further, if I change this line curve, suppose to the bar, so we'll get this kind of representation, correct? So earlier it was in the form of line. Okay, this I changed in the bar. I hope nobody have any problem. I just changed the color. Clear, everyone? Now in this, if I drag profit, so you will get again two columnar representation. While the first one is talking of sales, last one is talking about profit. Again, if I go to profit, just remove the sales from level here, put profit here. Clear now? This part everyone able to understand. Now, if this profit, if I make dual axis, so now you can see profit and sales superimposed on each other, but probably I cannot understand them because both are in the form of rectangle. Okay, so what can I do? I can, if I make the profit from here, if I make it line and change it color to so that I can make a differentiation. Okay, better remove the level from both the curve. So now you can see like dual axis curve. In this dual axis curve, we have both sales and profit. Okay, we have this dual axis curve where we have both sales and profit. If I drag the sales here, so now you can see this curve look like this. Now, if I drag the profit here, first sales, then curve, your curve will be like this. If the first profit, then sales, then your curve would look like this. So right now we are talking about dual axis curve where I'm representing both sales and profit. So if you want to visualize the sales and profit of the firm, you can visualize like this way based upon the order date. Clear? Anyone, any doubt? Clear everyone? Any question? Bhanu, Bhavesh, Chelsea, Dhanush, Godwin, Mohan, Rajat, Navneet, Ramya, Sayan, Sheetal, Smriti, Sri Lakshmi, Varsha, Vishnu. Any question? Okay, guys. Fine. So far you have understood what all we have done. Okay, so fine. So going further, guys, like imagine if I select the drag and put the subcategory under column, and if I drag the sales under row, you know that you will get a column representation. Okay, everyone knows this part. Okay, so from for day one, I'm teaching you this. Okay, now if I drag the sales under level, you can see these values here. You can make entire view. I think this is standard view right now. You can make it entire view. The total 17 subcategories are there. You can change it color and all. You can do this. Now, if I drag the profit here, okay, so now I have two axes of sales and profit. This is the way. Now I want to make it dual axis. You can do this. I want to talk about dual axis curve. So this is the one way. The other way of doing that is that just drag the profit here when you see this rectangle. So the moment if you did this, guys, what happened? You will get a scatter diagram because sales and profit both are measures. Okay, so subcategory wise, you will get a dotted scatter diagram kind of representation where your sales is represented with yellow color and profit is represented with green color. Okay, now you get a dual axis representation where left side is your sales and right side is your profit. Okay, fine. Now what uh, I want to talk about dual axis representation. Okay, so in this dual axis representation, okay, so suppose this sales wise, so sales wise, I can if I change this automatic to bar, so I got my sales in the form of bar representation and my profit in the form of circular representation like this. You can drag the sales from here. Okay, you can drag the sales from here. So you can see this dual axis representation. This is a column circle dual axis chart. You can talk like that way. This is column circle dual axis chart. You can talk about this. Okay. Then what you can do if you want this sales, you can change the size of this. Okay, you can change the size of this. You can do this kind of representation. This kind of can change the size of this. So it become like this, or you can increase the size of this up to you. Okay, so ultimately they should look different. Okay, if you want, you can sort this data ascending order or descending order. You can sort this data. You can sort the profit. Clear, na everyone? Just a way of representation. Now, instead of profit, imagine if I drag the sales here, sales and sales. Okay. Now, this again, this sales, either I can drag it here, this become two axis, two curve, two columnar representation of sales with sales, subcategory and sales. Again, below also subcategory and sales. That representation you can see. Okay, you can see sales one, sales two, you can see. Now I can just go there. Okay. So you can do like this, sales and sales. Now I want to make it dual axis. So I made it dual axis. Okay. Now, but it's not visible. Like you cannot make it, you cannot make a differentiation between them. So not coming. So the second one, if I make circle, second one, if I make circle, and the first one is in the form of column only. And if I reduce the size of this like this, so this will become like a lollipop chart. This will be called as a lollipop chart. Again, it is a form of representation of the data. So you'll not find this lollipop chart here. Okay, so none of the representation talks about lollipop chart. So it's just a way of representing the data in a dual axis where we had subcategory and sales. By using that, we created this lollipop chart. Clear? Anyone, any question? Fine. So you understood the representation of the data in the form of lollipop chart. You can just click here. Fine, everyone. Ask questions. Anyone, any question? Are you people able to draw a lollipop chart? Anyone is finding any difficulty in drawing it? Please ask me. Okay, thank you, Rajat. What about others? Arvind, Bhanu, Bhavesh, Dhanush, Navneet, Mohan, Sharmila, Sheetal. Any problem in drawing it? Vishnu? Okay. We discuss about line graph. Then if I talk about lollipop chart, it is a composite chart with bar and circle, where bar length represent the magnitude and the area of circle represent the same thing. In order to draw lollipop chart, we take subcategory in column and sales in row. And again, we put the sales in row and then we do dual axis. So once we do the dual axis, we'll get a scatter diagram like this. Okay, then what you do, just reduce the thickness, change one sales curve to the rectangle or columnar, reduce the size and change the another. No need to change with the other because other one would be in the form of circle only. Keep it like that way. And then you'll get this kind of representation, which we called as lollipop chart. Fine, everyone. So we were talking about dual axis curve. Okay, you understood this curve, how you get the value. We have discussed in the former text table, you can prove that part. When you see order date or shipping date, they basically belongs to data type date. So they can be discrete in nature or they can be both continuous in nature. So when they are represented with dark blue color, they are discrete in nature. While if you change that, okay, they will turn into continuous. So your graph will change. So here, if your graph, you're getting here, if you are getting a graph, maybe if you are getting a graph, basically, if you choose order date in the column, if you choose the order date in the column and sales in the row. So now you're getting a discrete representation. The same thing if you drag and choose here like this. So this turn to green, it turn into a continuous representation. While if you drag it here, and then if you see, you'll get a discrete representation like this. So I hope this all is being understood by all of you. Okay, so we have discussed like this kind of representation. Okay, in the previous class, here we talked about if I drag the region under color, so I can see all the four region, this the same representation of order date in 4 regions in different years. Okay, if I this coming as an automatic, if I change into bar, then it become a columnar bar chart. What you call stacked columnar bar chart, stacked columnar chart you'll get. While if you put this in line, you're getting the line curve for 4 regions which are represented in 4 different color here in the 4 different curve and with the 4 years. Anyone, any question? Clear, everyone? In place of region, like here I put region in color, you can put category or segment in colors, and you can get different kind of curve based on them. But don't put subcategory in color, because then you'll get a, then what will happen? You'll get a 17 curve like that way. 17, that will not make much sense. So guys, I hope you are getting me. So you should know which, like you should know that how many classifications are there within that particular column, and based upon that you need to decide which graphical representation should work in that particular case. Clear, everyone? Fine, everyone. So this much from today class. I'll see you all in next class. Bye, everyone. Take care.